The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that.
What if the most powerful man in hip-hop was hiding a dark secret? Sean Diddy Combs, once a symbol of success and swagger, now faces a series of disturbing allegations that threaten to dismantle his entire legacy. From explosive lawsuits to shocking surveillance footage, this isn't just celebrity drama. It's a federal case that's exposing the underbelly of fame, power, and control. In this documentary, we break down every key moment, testimony, and twist behind the Diddy scandal. Buckle up. The truth is messier than you think. Before the scandal, Diddy was an unstoppable force. He founded Bad Boy Records in the 90s, helped launch the careers of Biggie, Faith Evans, and 112, and expanded into fashion, alcohol, and television. He was more than a mogul. He was a cultural icon. But behind the polished image was a man known for control and dominance, both in business and personal life. As the lawsuits mount, people are re-examining his rise, wondering if the empire was built on something darker than hustle and ambition. In November 2023, singer Cassie Ventura filed a bombshell lawsuit against Diddy, her former partner of 10 years. She alleged years of abuse, coercion, and sex trafficking, claims that shocked fans and industry insiders alike. The lawsuit described graphic details of physical violence and control, including forced encounters and threats. Though it was settled within 24 hours, the public outcry didn't fade. Instead, her courage opened the door for more accusers to come forward, changing how Diddy was seen almost overnight. Months after Cassie's lawsuit, a 2016 hotel surveillance video surfaced. It showed Diddy violently attacking Cassie, pushing, dragging, and throwing objects at her. The footage confirmed what many doubted and erased any ambiguity. Public opinion shifted rapidly. Diddy later released a video apologizing, calling his behavior inexcusable. But for many, the apology was too little, too late. It served not only as evidence of abuse, but as a brutal reminder of how long such behavior could go unnoticed or unpunished. In March 2024, the case escalated. Homeland Security raided Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and Miami. Days later, he was arrested on federal charges, including sex trafficking, illegal surveillance, and coercion. Prosecutors allege that Diddy used his wealth and power to lure, trap, and exploit individuals over a period of years. His inner circle is now under investigation, with questions about who knew what and when. The legal system has shifted from speculation to serious prosecution. One of the most disturbing allegations involves so-called freak-offs, sex parties Diddy allegedly organized and filmed without full consent. Court documents describe drug-fueled events, hidden cameras, and manipulation. Accusers say participants were often intoxicated or coerced, with Diddy maintaining control through money and threats. These events are central to the federal case, pointing to a pattern of behavior that may have spanned decades. For prosecutors, these parties aren't tabloid fodder. They're potential evidence of trafficking and abuse. During raids on Diddy's homes, investigators uncovered a disturbing amount of potential evidence: prescription drugs under fake names, sex paraphernalia, surveillance systems, and encrypted devices. The items matched descriptions in multiple lawsuits and added weight to the trafficking allegations. Even more damning, some documents suggest attempts to destroy or hide evidence in the days leading up to the raids. These findings moved the case from rumor to reality, making it clear that authorities believed something serious was happening behind closed doors. Cassie returned to the spotlight when called to testify in the federal case. Her testimony was harrowing, detailing emotional, physical, and sexual abuse that spanned a decade. She spoke about being isolated, manipulated, and monitored. According to court observers, her statements were consistent, emotional, and difficult to refute. While the initial lawsuit was settled, her testimony in a criminal case carries far more weight. She is now seen by many as the central figure in a movement toward justice and accountability. After Cassie broke her silence, more alleged victims came forward. Within months, several new lawsuits were filed, including from individuals who had worked with Diddy or attended his events. Some described experiences dating back to the late 1990s. The allegations are diverse but share themes of control, coercion, and violence. Both men and women have accused Diddy of misconduct. Each new case adds pressure to the legal system and complicates Diddy's defense, painting a wider picture of a long-term pattern. As allegations piled up, the music industry responded. Brands distanced themselves from Diddy. His collaborations were pulled, his TV shows were canceled, and even his longtime alcohol deals were dissolved. Some artists who once admired him now speak out against the abuse of power in the industry. Others remain silent. The scandal has ignited conversations about complicity and how far people are willing to look the other way when money and power are involved. Diddy has denied all allegations. His legal team claims that the accusations are part of a smear campaign and motivated by financial gain. In statements, Diddy has insisted that any relationships were consensual and that he's the target of false narratives. Despite the denials, public trust is eroding. His apologies, especially after the hotel video surfaced, feel contradictory to his defense. The world is watching closely to see whether his version of the truth will hold up in court. Many of Diddy's accusers describe a chilling dynamic: psychological manipulation, isolation from loved ones, and constant surveillance. These behaviors aren't just abusive, they reflect a calculated use of power. Victims report that Diddy used his wealth, fame, and connections to intimidate and control them. The case has triggered broader conversations about emotional abuse and how difficult it is for victims to leave such environments. As more evidence surfaces, experts argue that power imbalance, not just violence, is at the core of this scandal. A key aspect of the allegations is Diddy's alleged obsession with monitoring people. Accusers say his homes were rigged with hidden cameras and private moments were secretly recorded. This isn't just creepy, it could be illegal, especially if those recordings were made without consent or used for blackmail. Prosecutors suggest these tapes might have been tools for intimidation. Surveillance isn't new in celebrity circles, but in Diddy's case, it's part of a larger, disturbing pattern of control and coercion. How did Diddy maintain this alleged behavior for so long without intervention? Many point to celebrity culture, where powerful figures are protected and accusations are often dismissed as drama. For years, rumors circulated, but they were either silenced or ignored. Industry insiders say people were afraid to speak up or risk their careers. The culture of yes men, NDAs, and fear allowed Diddy to maintain his reputation, even if something darker was happening behind closed doors. As the scandal grew, the financial impact became impossible to ignore. Sean John's retail partners dropped his clothing line. Ciroc and DeLeon distanced themselves. Streaming platforms began quietly de-emphasizing his catalog. Beyond lost deals, brand damage is extensive, affecting anyone linked to Diddy. For a mogul who built his brand on flash and affluence, the erosion of wealth and status is symbolic. It's not just a legal trial, it's a collapse of an entire business empire. The media has been instrumental in both amplifying and dissecting this story. While some outlets tread lightly, others have led deep investigations, unearthing patterns of behavior stretching back decades. Cassie's lawsuit gave legitimacy to whispers that had circulated in the industry for years. As mainstream media started reporting more aggressively, public sentiment shifted. Now, every move Diddy makes is under scrutiny. The press, once a tool for celebrity promotion, has now become a key player in exposing the truth. Diddy's case is often compared to other high-profile scandals involving powerful men, from Harvey Weinstein to R. Kelly. While the specifics differ, the themes are hauntingly familiar: abuse of power, silencing of victims, and enablers who look the other way. These comparisons are important, not just for perspective, but for showing patterns. The entertainment world has seen this story before. The only question is whether this time real accountability will follow. Hip-hop artists are divided. Some have unfollowed Diddy or deleted collaborative content. Others remain publicly neutral or continue to support him. The divide reflects deeper tensions in the industry: loyalty versus accountability, power versus truth. A few brave voices, especially female artists, have called out the silence and complicity. This moment is forcing the hip-hop world to reckon with its own history of misogyny and the treatment of women within the culture. One mystery remains: where are Diddy's closest allies? Former collaborators, security staff, and industry friends have largely stayed silent. Some have issued vague statements of support for victims, while others have gone off the radar entirely. Legal experts suggest that silence may be strategic, especially if individuals fear being named in lawsuits or subpoenas. But in the court of public opinion, silence speaks volumes. As more comes out, that silence is becoming harder to maintain. Social media has become a battleground. On one side, users demand justice, amplify accuser stories, and dissect every court update. On the other, some loyal fans continue to defend Diddy, claiming conspiracy or cancel culture. Platforms like TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube have become key arenas for shaping perception. Hashtags like Surviving Diddy and Justice for Cassie trend regularly. This trial isn't just in court, it's playing out in real time online, with millions watching and reacting daily. This isn't a typical celebrity scandal, it's a federal case. Prosecutors are using racketeering laws similar to those used against the mafia to build a case against Diddy. That means they're not just targeting individual crimes, they're arguing he ran a criminal enterprise. This strategy allows them to tie together seemingly unrelated incidents, from trafficking to witness intimidation. Legal analysts say it's an aggressive approach, but one that could bring sweeping consequences if it succeeds. Many former associates of Diddy are bound by non-disclosure agreements, or NDAs. These documents have been used to silence victims and protect reputations. But federal investigators may bypass those NDAs in court. The ethics of NDAs in abuse cases are now under fire. Are they protecting privacy or hiding crimes? As the scandal deepens, victims' advocates are calling for reform, arguing that NDAs should never be used to cover up exploitation. Diddy has always projected himself as a family man, a devoted father and protector. But in light of the allegations, even that image is being re-examined. While his children have largely remained silent, some social media posts hint at emotional distance. The man once seen as the king of cool is now associated with scandal and betrayal. For fans, it's a painful fall from grace. For Diddy's family, it's an unimaginable public reckoning. If convicted on the most serious charges, including sex trafficking, Diddy could face decades in federal prison. The case is still in pretrial stages, but legal experts say the evidence appears significant. Prosecutors may also pursue financial penalties and asset seizures. The sentencing would depend on whether a plea deal is made or if the case goes to trial. Either way, the stakes are higher than Diddy has ever faced, legally and personally. Revolt TV, Sean John, C-Rock. These were once the pillars of Diddy's business empire, but now deals are dissolving, partnerships are dissolving, and stock is plummeting. Many executives have stepped down or gone quiet. It's becoming clear that Diddy's empire was tied closely to his public image, and now that image is in freefall. Even if he's found not guilty, the brand damage may be permanent. Investors don't wait for verdicts, they follow headlines. The case has sparked renewed calls for protecting victims in the entertainment industry. Activists are pushing for better legal protections, more accountability, and mandatory ethics training for industry leaders. Several nonprofits have seen a rise in abuse reports and donations since the Diddy case made headlines. Beyond punishment, people are demanding prevention and a system that no longer allows powerful figures to operate without consequences. Diddy was once hailed as a trailblazer, from streetwear fashion to hip-hop business deals. But legacies are fragile. If even half of the allegations are proven true, his name may join the ranks of disgraced icons. Awards, honors, and achievements could be rescinded. His influence on culture is undeniable, but the shadow now cast over it is impossible to ignore. What was once a legacy of innovation may now be remembered for exploitation. Cassie's decision to speak up inspired others. Survivors from different industries have cited her courage as a reason for coming forward. This ripple effect is changing how abuse is reported, especially in male-dominated spaces. For many, Cassie has become more than a pop singer. She's a symbol of resistance and survival. Her story may ultimately do what courts cannot: inspire a cultural reckoning that prioritizes the voices of those who were silenced for too long. Hip-hop has always been about rebellion, authenticity, and truth, but it's also had a history of ignoring abuse. The Diddy case is a wake-up call. Younger artists are now demanding better accountability. Labels are reviewing HR practices. Some insiders say a new generation is rising, one less willing to protect predators in power. What happens next could define the future of the genre, not just musically, but ethically. As of mid-2025, Diddy's trial is still underway. More accusers are coming forward, prosecutors are collecting digital evidence, financial records, and witness testimony. Court dates are being set, and motions are flying. The defense is preparing a full-scale media and legal strategy. No verdict has been reached yet, but the walls are closing in. Whether guilty or not, Diddy's world has permanently changed, and the story is still unfolding. The Diddy scandal is more than a tabloid saga, it's a warning. Fame and power, when unchecked, can create dangerous environments. The system that enabled him is just as responsible as the man himself. As we reflect on the impact, it's clear this moment will shape the future of celebrity accountability. Whether you once admired Diddy or never followed him, his story forces us all to ask, what do we value more, the myth or the truth?